Thank you, Paul. You've certainly got my vote as I contemplate these two magnificent maestro pieces going into the Parliament House and making an enduring statement about engagement. One of the very strong supporters of the artist camp concept has been the Indonesian Consulate and the Indonesian Department of Foreign Affairs. And I'm very pleased to have the Indonesian Consul and Pak Anto, the 7-day-a-week, 24 hours a day busy Vice Consul here and representing the Indonesian government and supporting their fellow citizens, the artists that are here, sponsored by the Chief Minister, Commonwealth Bank and the Australia-Indonesia Institute. I'd just like to, before introducing Pak Adi to speak and respond to the Chief Minister, to just thank some individual persons. Claire, if you could pass on to Professor Tim Lindsay and the board members of the Australia-Indonesia Institute our thanks and give them a sense. I sent Professor Tim a text message last night after having looked at all of this work. To Clinton Hoffman and Ambrose Business Solutions for their work, to my practical mate George Commitsis at Habitat, thank you for doing practicalities which I'm useless at, George. To Brett Farmer, the Consul General, the Australian Consul General in Bali, and all of his officers, including the immigration section that facilitated ever so easily the access of the Indonesian artists to come and to go. To my colleague on 24-Hour Art, to Jamie Gallagher, who walked this vision quietly with Steve and I over the months. To Jack Little and to Larry Johns, if you could pass on our thanks to Larry for his and the other traditional owners and the family members, some of whom are immortalised here in Dewa's paintings opposite me. To Gary O'Sullivan, the Senior Ranger at Judborough, thank you, Gary, for just the consideration of travelling for today to bring Jack 680 kilometres for this opening. We really appreciate that, and the artists speak very highly of your practical skills of surviving out in the wild. To Craig Cartling, the Joint Management Officer of the Northern Land Council, for facilitating access by the Indonesian artists. To Ashley Crawford, freelance art writer who's written a splendid essay in the catalogue and who is immortalised carrying a 4X can, having a heart starter in Colin Jack Hinton's language at the artist camp in Wales, painting inside. To Henny Handiani, who's come back from Bali as the editor of Bali Arts magazine, and Henny's bought some of the copies, one of which covers the artist camp here. To Murray McLaughlin and the team at ABC in the 7:30 report, I would like to extend their thanks and for their interest, and I understand the 7:30 report will have a documentary program next Friday on this, on the 7:30 report. To Rob Brown, who I saw here earlier. Yep, thanks Rob for all your, for driving and introducing Indonesians to a short trip. It makes crossing Bali look simple when you go 680 kilometres on a short trip. To NT Fleet, to Leon Stainer at Charles Darwin University, and to Seeing Zhu and to Crystal Thomas and to Steve Eland, who've curated and put this magnificent exhibition together, and to Min for this just the window recognising our sponsors. It's an art piece in itself. So thank you very much. And without further ado, I'll introduce the Indonesian Consul, Adi Surono, to respond to the Chief Minister.